Hey y'all, welcome back to another testimonial vlog. This is part 2 for the month of July, and I'm so excited to finish out these testimonial videos. As I mentioned before, God has been dealing with me with really making sure that I continue to record these videos. The journaling has not stopped. I still continue to journal every day. I just haven't made the time to record the videos. So I'm being very intentional, y'all. I got my coffee. I refilled my coffee, and since I'm off today, I figured I would spend some time recording this video. I don't know that I'll have time to record any more today, but I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be able to record for the month of August. Yeah, the month of August. So let's hop right into part 2 of the July testimonial. So on July 16th, I had a connection call with Nia. Nia is a woman who my intern connected me to. They go to the same church, and we're about the same age, I think. And Nia she was a fashion designer. Now she is a brand strategist and owns her own production company. She loves fashion, so she primarily works with fashion brands, but also smaller brands as well, to really help people to see their brand, help their brand to get the reach that they're looking for, and create content for brands. So she does content, she does videography as well. And she has this beautiful space in Lanham, which is her home. And she uses that space, or she created this space where she records her podcast, she records content, she creates content, and all the things. So my intern, Erin, connected me with Nia, and we had our first connection call on July 16th. It was a pre-interview for her podcast, Things Hoped For. So y'all, the episode just came out yesterday. She sent over both part 1 and part 2. So cute. So I'll make sure it's attached below in the description box so y'all can watch it. But y'all, such a cute place, such a cute vibe. And I did a whole behind the scenes video, day in the life with me for the vlog recording, or for the podcast recording. So hopefully y'all could tune into that if y'all haven't already. But this day I connected with Nia. We had a really, really great conversation. And I just felt like we were on the same page. She offered for me to host my workshop at her space, but because she lives so far, that's definitely something that was in the back of my mind. I'm like, it's a beautiful space. I want to host it there, but it's just too far. So I ended up not hosting part 3 there, but I ended up finding another location, which y'all will hear about later in the testimonials. But in this journal entry, I was just praying that God would help me to secure a beautiful space that I was able to afford, and if not free. And he definitely did that. And this day was also the first day of the Conference Queens Accelerator. So that was an accelerator that I felt led to join, that was hosted by Raven and Candace. I have worked with both of them individually, so it was nice to be doing something where the both of them actually was teaching. So it was a 2-day accelerator, and we talked about hosting events and all the things that go into it, all the things that they do in preparation to make sure that their events are successful. I took a lot of notes, and I actually took off of work these 2 days so that I could really focus. So it was nice. I still have access to that information. I still have all the notes from that. So I was happy that I was able to be a part of that. And yeah, because I'm planning to, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I'm planning to take my workshop series and turn it into a 1-day experience. So this accelerator will help me to be able to do that successfully. So I'm excited for that. After that, I was able to go for a walk and just get some fresh air. I said despite the weather, so I'm not sure if it was really cold that day or if it was rainy, but I made it work. That was my July 16th. So on July 17th, I did Wealth Warfare Wednesday, and I prayed every hour until 12 p.m. and it was really nice. I wasn't able to tune into the actual live session. I don't know why, but I was able to conduct a virtual fitting with my client Kishana, We were preparing for her photo shoot, like I said, at the end of the month, and I wanted to make sure all of her looks and her jewelry was all ready to go. So we were able to do that, and I was just excited. I was excited that I was getting more content to post and share. I was excited that I had more professional photos to update my website with of client work, and I was just excited of all the opportunities to create content and to continue putting out content. And I was praying that this opportunity working with Kishana would lead to other opportunities as well. So just a bunch of excitement. This day was also day 2 of the accelerator. So it was the last day of the 2-day accelerator. And like I said, I took a ton of notes and really enjoyed the experience. Of course, there was an upsell. So they asked us if we wanted to be a part of the VIP option, where we could, of course, pay into getting access to Candace and Raven to do live sessions for the remainder of the year. And honestly, y'all, I was debating about it, because it's like, did I really need that? Did I really need to invest in that? Not to say that it wasn't helpful. I actually did invest in it, and I was able to pay for it, and I had to put it on Klarna, because it was an investment of, I want to say $500, and I just didn't have the full $500 at that time. But I make my last payment either this month or next month, which I'm happy for. I'm excited it's over. I think it's this month. It was definitely useful. I'm not gonna lie. I was really the only one, and it was another woman who upgraded to the VIP, but I was really the only one that attended all of the calls. So I pretty much just got one-on-one sessions with them each month, which is, I will say, definitely worth the investment. But I ended up only hosting one workshop at the end of this year, as opposed to 2. I will be hosting a virtual one, so I guess I am hosting 2 more. So I say that to say, like, yes, it was a lot of money. Yes, it was an investment, and yes, I didn't really want to pay for it, but I'm thankful that I was able to pay for it. I'm thankful that I was able to get the help that I needed. And I need to ask them to send the replays, because they haven't sent the replays. But I did take a ton of notes throughout each of the sessions. So yeah, it was definitely helpful. And like I said, I was the only person on the calls, so it is what it is. But I pray that everything that I learned from this accelerator and this VIP option really takes me to the next level with my events that I plan on hosting in 2025. And I was also praying that I would be able to pay off all my debt. So my Discover card, my CQ card, that was really one of the main reasons why I was second guessing whether or not I should move forward in the VIP option, because I already was paying off stuff. I already, was putting myself in more debt, and I did not want to do that. But God made it work. I was also able to schedule some time with Patrice to talk through part 3 of the workshop that I had planned on hosting, which was Intentional Style, which I hosted in September. So yeah, I'll talk more about that in the September testimonial, but I was really excited that part 3 was coming together. So on July 18th, I worked from home. I didn't have any appointments, so I basically just focused on personal work, editing the Philly vlog, posting on social. I applied for a tax credit application to get some money back to pay off my student loans. I was rewarded $1,500 last year, so I applied for the same thing in hopes of getting another tax credit. I actually checked it the other day because I hadn't heard back from them, and I didn't realize that I had applied for this in July, so it's been a while. So I'm hoping that I receive something. If not, it is what it is. But I'm hoping that I do receive something, because that $1,500 was helpful. So I was able to apply for that. We had a really, really long work meeting at work to just go over some things. And it was just a productive day. That day I ended up going over my sister's house and just spending time with her and the kids. I always end up staying over there a little longer than I need to, but it is what it is. And then I was able to come home and get ready for bed. And then of course I spent my night talking to Jordan, as I always do. And yeah, that was my July 18th, y'all. Keeping it short and sweet so I don't take up too much time. Okay, y'all, so on July 19th, it was payday, and it was a commission check payday. So apparently I had got 3 different deposits, and it was unexpected. So I was very, very thankful and very, very appreciative. I was glad that I had the conversation with my HR manager, because for some reason I thought I was salaried, but apparently I'm hourly, but I'm full-time. which is different from being salaried. Y'all, I'm learning because I've only had one salary job in my entire life. Every other job that I've had was hourly or like contract. So it's definitely a lot to remember and understand, but I feel like I got it now. So that was nice because now I know what to expect. Now I know what I need to do in order to make my checks a little bit more consistent at work. But other than that, I was able to get my nails done. I was able to get my nails done, and my thumbnail had broke. So I had to get it cut down, y'all. I was PO'd. Usually my nails grow back pretty fast during the summertime, but this thumbnail, it took about a good 2 months, maybe 2.5 months for that thing to grow back. And I don't know why, but we back now. My thumbs are long. They're nice and long. I'm getting my nails done next week for my upcoming trip. But aside from that, I don't know what was going on with my thumbnail that time. But I was able to get my nails done. I was able to pay off a lot of things. So my Lanky loan, my CQ credit card, a ticket for the Profit Push tour that Candace was doing in Baltimore, a deposit for the Conference Queens community, a bus ticket for Philly. I'm holding up random fingers. A bus ticket for Philly, half of the Airbnb for Philly because we were going to Philly for Jordan's brother's birthday. So I was able to pay for that. And it was still some other things that I needed to pay for, but was contemplating. But I did sow. I was able to sow into the Supernaturally Paid ministry. And I saw a Lemus truck that day, y'all. So it was just confirmation that, if you know about the money trucks. But it was just confirmation that God will continue to provide for me. And just always a reminder. I love seeing money trucks because that reminds me that I need to trust God and to continue to trust God with my finances. So that was a nice little reminder. I also got an LTK payout. So it was a very prosperous day. And that's what this vlog is all about, financial favor. So yes. Okay, so on July 20th, I don't know why I didn't journal on the 19th about Mr. Steve's viewing, but I talked about it on July 20th. So basically, July 20th was the funeral, but the day before we went to the viewing at the funeral home in Randallstown. I can never remember the name because there's a couple around here. But aside from that, we had went to the viewing on the 19th, the day before, the evening before. And it wasn't sad at all. The viewing was not sad. I was able to go up to the casket, have my time, and I was able to speak to all the family and all of that. It was a lot of people in there. So it was nice to see that so many people loved and just supported Mr. Steve. And after that, me and Jordan had went to Ria's. And it was just us three. So it was a good time. We drank, we chilled, we talked, we ate. And it was really, really cute. We didn't get home until late though. So your girl was tired. And then July 20th was the day where we had to wake up stupid early because we had to go to Mr. Steve's funeral. I think the funeral started, I want to say it started at 10. But of course, it was so many people. So we tried to get there as early as possible. And we still sat all the way in the back. But I was tired, but the funeral was beautiful, y'all. We cried. I know I cried. And everybody was just like, all the emotions were going. It happened at the church, their church, Greater Gethsemane. And it was really nice. It was really nice. And then after that, we went to the repast. So I rode with Taylor to the repast. We helped to set up. We helped get the food together. All the things. Rhea was there as well to help and assist. So that was nice. I was thankful that I was able to serve and just help with that. And just to see all the people that loved and supported Mr. Steve was nice. After that, we finally came back home, y'all. I'm not exactly sure what time we came back home, but it had to have been like after 5. So we did that, and I took a nap because I was super tired. Jordan stayed up and played the game. I don't know how he does it, but I be telling him he needs to take naps because, boy, what do you be doing? But anyway, once I woke up, we ended up, I journaled, I ate, and I did all the things. And then we went to Hampton Yards again, and then we went to Avenue Bar and Kitchen and just had a nice little date night out. it was a really long day, so we were tired, but we still had a really, really good time. So I'm glad we were able to do that. Okay, so on July 21st, Jordan and I slept in, y'all. This was Sunday. So your girl was tired, he was tired. We had a long weekend and it was just a lot going on. I wasn't getting enough sleep, it felt like, so I needed to sleep in. And I had took naps on that day and the day before. So when your girl was taking naps, you know I'm tired. So I was able to do that, and then we got ourselves together. We watched church together, and I was saying how Pastor Mike, because we watch Transformation Church, Pastor Mike was talking about overflow, how your overflow is connected to the ordinary. And I said that I'm thankful that I have grown to be content with where I'm at, and I'm focusing on ordinary and everyday things that bring me joy and make me feel content and grateful. So that was nice. So he did this whole series on the overflow, and that one episode or that one sermon was about overflow in the ordinary. So it was really, really nice. I was also able to see Jordan's studio. So he got a studio, y'all, a studio space, which is perfect for him because that's what he has been wanting. And also it gave him a space where he can do his work and do his thing and not have to worry about getting paint on the floor or any of that. And also it's always nice to have a space where you can create content and work outside of your home. So for a long time, he was using his apartment. So it's nice to know that he now has a space where he can do what he needs to do and just have more structure in his creative lifestyle. So after that, I came back to eat lunch. I worked on my vlog, I took a nap, I cooked dinner, and it turned out really good. And I said I would definitely be making again. I'm not sure exactly what I made, but yeah. So on July 2nd, it was a very gloomy day. I was still at Jordan's and we worked from home. I had one appointment and I believe they did not show up, but it was cool because it was still a productive day. I was able to go to the gym. It was leg day. I had lunch, I had dinner, all the things, and I started watching a show called Supercell. So y'all, I can't remember how many episodes it was, but it wasn't that many. But that's a really, really good show, and I pray they come out with a part 2 because it ended like they were coming out with part 2. But yes, Supercell, so good. So basically, black superheroes, or not even black superheroes, but black people who have superpowers. So it was one of those, like, what do they call it? Sci-fi. So I love sci-fi stuff, y'all. I love just stuff that is not real and stuff that only happens in movies, like that type of stuff, like people turning into things and like having superpowers. Like I love stuff like that. So that's basically what it was about. So these individuals who had superpowers, their family members, or they were connected to people who had sickle cell. And whether it was their grandmother, their grandfather, their parents, their siblings, somebody in their family had sickle cell, but they didn't have the sickle cell gene. Instead, they had supercell, which was a superpower. It sounds crazy, but it was good. And they did not realize they had these superpowers until other people were coming after them who knew the power that they had. So the enemy knew that they had this superpower and they wanted to kidnap them and take their superpower from them. And once they realized the superpower that they had, they said, oh no, like y'all ain't doing this. We got to work together. So it was really, really good, y'all. Really, really good. And like I said, I pray that they come out with a part 2. If you have not watched Supercell, definitely make sure you watch it because that's a good show. I watched that. Also, my client had reached out to me asking me a question about receiving a refund for a pair of pants that she had purchased. And I don't do refunds. So I had to pray and ask for the right words and the right thing to say professionally to let her know that that's not how this works and that's not a part of the process. So yeah, so I ended up knowing what to say, and I was thankful for that experience because now I have to put something in my contract to say that we don't do refunds when it comes to like your shopping budget or anything that you purchase. I don't think I've done that yet, so this is a reminder that I need to. But in my journal, I was just saying that I was thankful that that happened because otherwise I would never have had had thought to put that in my contract. Okay, so on July 23rd, I worked from Jordan's. We started our day with the run, which was nice. And after that, I came back and got myself together, and then I did some work and had to run out and run some errands. I stopped at Starbucks, and then at the time, they had just built a new Aldi right beside the Starbucks on York Road. So I spotted it and I said, oh, I need to go to Aldi anyway. Let me just go to this one. Y'all, at the time, and I'm pretty sure it's still nice. I haven't been in a couple of weeks. But at the time, it was brand new. So they had everything, y'all. I stocked up and I got some coupons for shopping to come back. So that was cute. And when I got home and told Jordan, like, oh, it's a new Aldi. He said, oh, yeah, I knew it was there. I'm like, why you ain't tell me it was there? What in the world? So you just had me running around going to the Aldi all the way down the street when I could have just went to this one. But I think they had just opened, so I wasn't too mad. But I was able to go to Aldi, did some shopping. I went to Target as well to pick up a few things and just get what I needed. And I had to come back to Jordan's to do a 2:30 shopping appointment. The client only got one thing apparently, but I'm glad that she bought something. And then I was able to update my slides for my Lunch and Learn that I was hosting for the Monument Women's Creative Alliance that was happening at the top of the next month, I want to say. So I was able to do that. I sent in some edits for my new freebie that I was putting out, and I posted on Instagram. I was starting to get sleepy, but I ate lunch and I just chilled a little bit with Jordan before dinner. And then we ended up having an at-home happy hour, which was cute. So that was nice. The day didn't seem to be as productive as I had wanted it to be, but I still obviously got some stuff done. So that's all that matters. Okay, so on July 24th, I worked from Jordan's, and it was a pretty productive day. It was another Wealth Warfare Wednesday day, so I prayed and fasted until 12, and then I had a call with Patrice to talk through part 3 of the workshop series that I was hosting. And y'all, she was on board. She was excited, so that was good. I also had to reach out to one of the women that runs the Maryland Women's Why do I keep saying Maryland? I had to reach out to one of the women who runs the Monument Women Creative Alliance to get the email address for Dr. Charlene. The email address on her book was different from the email address on her website, which was different from the email address on her social media. Reached out to all of them, hadn't heard back. So that's when I reached out to Hazel, who conducted the Lunch and Learn, got her contact information from her, and was able to reach out to Dr. Charlene to schedule some time to connect. So this day she scheduled some time, which was great because I wanted her to be a part of my 4th workshop that I was supposed to be hosting at the end of this year, but that's not happening. I'm doing something different, so I'll talk more about that when we get to it. I was able to tune into the Wealth Warfare Wednesday prayer session, which was really, really good. And I was just saying how thankful I was to be a part of Wealth Warfare Wednesday, and how it's definitely been an enhancement to my life and my faith and all the things. After that, I had to run out and get some things for the photo shoot because I was gonna get it catered, but that was too expensive. So I ended up just getting some snacks, some food, making sandwiches, and all the things for the photo shoot. And I'm glad that I did, because I was hungry and I was eating. I was glad that I was able to provide what I was able to provide. Erin, I was just praying that Erin could get some really great content from me, and she did, and that we were able to just have a good photo shoot, and it was a great shoot. That evening, I also had a very frustrating conversation with my mother that I prayed about and will continue to pray about. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So on July 25th was photo shoot day, y'all. So I was able to wake up on time, do my routine, eat breakfast. Erin got to my house at a reasonable time. We made our way to the Peer Space, which was in some part of Maryland. It was at least like an hour away. And the Peer Space was beautiful. This was an option, one of the options that Kishana, my client, had chose, and it definitely gave luxury. She was there already with the makeup artist, who was Caked by Kay. who I'll talk more about later in the October testimonial. But aside from that, Elena came in right after us. I was able to set up the food, set up all the clothes and everything that I needed, and it was just a really, really great shoot. I got some good pictures of myself, some great BTS video content, and all the things. We got there safely and we got back safely, and it was a really, really good day. It felt good to be back on set. I hadn't done a photo shoot in years, y'all. Years. Aside from the ones that I do for myself, but other than that, I hadn't done a photo shoot for a client in a very long time. So it felt good to be back on set working with my girl Elena. And yeah, it was definitely a great experience, and I'm looking forward to doing more branding photo shoots in 2025 with new clients, and just helping them to create professional and stylish content for their brands. So I was just saying I was glad everything went smoothly and everything worked out. And that was that. On July 26th, it was a Friday. I worked from home. I had some appointments scheduled, but only one of them showed up. I wasn't mad at that though. I wasn't mad at that because apparently I had a ton of administrative work that I needed to get done. And sometimes those appointments get in the way. Sometimes they do, but it worked out. Katrina also invited me to lunch because she wanted to treat me for doing the workshop that I did at her home a month ago, I want to say. I can't remember when that was, but it was during the summertime. So she was just thanking me for doing it by treating me to lunch. Of course, we had a good conversation. We always do. And I was also able to get my car washed and vacuumed it out. I was able to run some errands, pick up a few things, and that evening I went to my homegirl Shannon's 30th birthday party. So my homegirl Shannon is my friend from around the way. We basically grew up together, and I hadn't really talked to her or seen her in a while. She had recently got an Instagram, I want to say within the past couple of years. So I've been following her, and I can't remember, I think I randomly saw her like walking her dog, and I spoke, and I guess that made her want to invite me to her 30th birthday party. So I ended up going, and it was a really, really good time. It was nice to see some old faces that I hadn't seen in a while, and she asked us to like dress up, so it was really cute. I was able to dress up. We had drinks, we had good food, and it was just really cute to celebrate her. And then after that night, we ended up going back to her hotel because she had got a hotel for the night, and I went to her hotel with her and some of her friends. And y'all, I stayed there way longer than I wanted to. I want to say I didn't get home until like 3 o'clock. Fooling around with them. We was drinking, talking, playing games. It was definitely a good time, but I did not want to stay out that late. But it was cool. It was definitely worth the memories, and I'm glad we were able to spend time together, and just to see everybody. So I had randomly invited her to a concert that I went to about a month ago, and just rebuilding our relationship. So I plan to, she actually lives in this, well, close to where Jordan lives at, and I'll be moving to that area very soon, hopefully. So yeah, I plan on just rebuilding my relationship with her because that was my homegirl for like a long time. So it was nice, and to just celebrate 30. Like, I cannot believe we're all 30. And funny enough, I'm going to another 30th birthday party tonight for another girl named Shannon. So it's just so crazy how we're all so old. We're all so old, but we're still not even that old at the same time. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, that's how why do I have January here? That's how July 26th went. Okay, so on July 27th, the reason why I was upset with myself for going to bed so late was because I was traveling to Philly that day, and Jordan was already up there, so I wasn't about to drive my car, so I ended up taking the Megabus. So y'all, I left from Jordan's, which was better because I was a lot closer to the Megabus, but for some reason I lost track of time, which is not surprising, and I was literally racing to the bus stop, y'all. I made it in just the nick of time, y'all. And it's so crazy because usually when we go to New York, we get picked up from another bus stop, but I never took a bus to Philly before. So I'm so glad that I had put the address for the bus stop in my GPS, because I just follow the GPS. I'm like, I had passed the other bus stop, like, okay, that's weird, but I'm gonna just keep following the GPS because I want to make sure that I go the way that I'm supposed to go. And I'm so glad I did, y'all, because if not, I would have went to the other bus stop. I probably would have missed the bus that I was supposed to catch. So it was just a lot. But aside from that, I made it at the nick of time, was able to lock my car up and make it to the bus. I was able to stop and get coffee right before, so that was nice. And I made it to Philly. Got off the bus, Jordan picked me up. We headed right to Dion's birthday party, which was at his bartending job, the restaurant. And we had a good time. Mr. Dion, Jordan and Dion's father, came and he sat with us. It was a little hard to like really turn up and like be comfortable the way that I wanted to, because I like to be civilized when I'm around like parents. Like I don't want to be like twerking and doing all the crazy stuff. Like I don't know, I just want to be civilized. So it was a little hard to like do the do, but it was still a good time. After that, we ended up going to an art event that Jordan had invited us to. So it was me, Jordan, Desmond, and Bria, and we went there, which was super cute. And I'm glad that we went. And then after that, we went out to dinner. I wanted to change my clothes because we were only there for basically one night. I wanted to change my clothes, but it was just a lot going on, and if I would have went all the way back to the Airbnb to change my clothes, then it would have took up a chunk of time. So ended up keeping on the same outfit all day, which I hate doing if you know me, but I did it. But I still had a great time. We went out to dinner after that, and I was so tired at that point. So after that we went back to the Airbnb, and it was still kind of early, maybe like 10 something or 11 something. So I just took a shower and I got right in the bed. The Airbnb wasn't the best. Jordan picked this one out and it just wasn't all that nice, but we were only staying for one night, so it did what it needed to do. Okay, so the next day, y'all, we ended up waking up at the Airbnb and we were ready to go home. Like I said, the Airbnb wasn't what we expected and I was just ready to go. So we woke up early, we left, and we ended up going to brunch. So it was Sunday. Jordan wanted to go to brunch. It was a nice day. So we ended up we went straight to brunch after Philly. We ended up going to Bond House, which was a place that I had passed quite a few times, always, honestly, when I'm downtown. And we ended up going to brunch there. Food was so good. They make a lot of their food in-house. So it was just very fresh and just very good. So we enjoyed the food. And after that, we went home and I was tired. So I took a nap and just chilled, and then woke up and we ended up going to a day party. So our homeboy Travis was in town from Houston, and he invited us to this day party for this boy that went to our high school. And he had a birthday day party at this lounge in Randallstown. So I live in Randallstown. It's like the suburbs, and it's really not like all these like bars and lounges around here. So when it is, it's just funny to me because it's like, this is not the area to like have a lounge. I don't know. So we ended up going there and it was actually a good time. We had a little section. Travis was there, Chuck was there, we met up with a few other people there. And it was cute. And the outfit that I wanted to change into for Philly, the second outfit, I ended up just wearing that to the brunch or the day party. So it worked out. After that, of course, we ended up going to another bar, and I treated Jordan to some food. I had some more to drink, and it was just a fun night. It was a really, really fun night. And I'm glad we went. And after that, we came home. I went to bed. I actually ended up spending a little bit more than I wanted. So y'all know how I am with stuff like that. So in my journal entry, I was just praying, for financial freedom and just the ability to trust God with my finances again and again. So that was that. So on July 29th, I worked from Jordan's. It was a pretty busy day, and I did quite a bit of styling on Bento before my meeting with Aaron, my intern. I said in my journal that I wasn't really able to do much personal work, but was able to submit some stuff. So I submitted some spotlight questions. I think it may have been for an interview I was getting asked to do. I submitted my application for the student loan credit, and I uploaded a YouTube video. So I was able to do some stuff, but not everything. I was also able to transfer the money for the Conference Queens payment, which worked out because that refund that I told y'all about that Keshana was trying to get refunded for some pants that she ended up not keeping. I was thankfully able to use that money to pay for this business fee that I had for the accelerator program that I was in. So I was just praying that August will be much more of a prosperous month. Usually during the summer months, business is a little slow. So I really, at the time, didn't have the budget to do all the things that I was in and just a part of. But as I said, it ended up working out as it always does. And I was just praying for God to replenish my finances. So that was that for July 29th. So we're almost at the finish line, y'all. On July 30th, I was off work, but still had quite a bit to do, as always. I actually woke up on time and it felt good. I had a venue walkthrough for the workshop, and I did 2 venue walkthroughs that day, actually. One for the Avalon apartment complex downtown, which is super nice and luxury. I would love to live there. But we'll see. But aside from that, I did a venue walkthrough for there. I already kind of knew that it was going to be a little more expensive than what I wanted it to be. So I already had that in the back of my mind, but I still wanted to see the space just to see it. I also did another walkthrough for another apartment complex in their like main like room where they host events and things. That one was actually a little bit more feasible, well, a lot more feasible, and it was actually closer to Jordan's house, so I will be able to just prep and plan everything before the workshop and be able to get to his house, well, be able to get to that particular venue on time. But obviously I ended up not using neither one of those those venue spaces, but it was nice to like know that they were available to me. So I did those walkthroughs. Also had a really cute lunch with James. So we originally rescheduled our first meeting, so this was us rescheduling. We ended up going to Needs, which I love and he loves apparently too. And there was a really great conversation. It's always nice speaking with him and just talking about business, talking about life, because he's a stylist as well, so he understands like a lot of things that we go through and all the things. So it was really nice connecting with him. And he also asked if I wanted to be a part of Midnight Oil. So that is the business that he partners with. So he connected me with the woman who does the marketing, I want to say, for them. So we had a connection call, not this month, but I can't remember, like later after that. And I haven't heard back. I didn't follow up either because I completely forgot. So this was reminding me to follow up with the woman that I was connected with and see what's up. But aside from that, Midnight Oil is a brand that does custom suiting for women. So super cool concept, something that I've always wanted to do. So we'll see. After that, I was able to make it back to Jordan's. I was a little tired, but was still able to get a lot of work done. I worked on presentations. I started sending some bentos to early access clients at work. And I was just saying how it was just a productive day. I had did a lot. And last but not least, July 31st. So July 31st was Wealth Warfare Wednesday, and for some reason I completely forgot to pray every hour until noon. So the day just didn't feel as productive as I wanted it to be, but I made it through. I was able to finish the presentation for work, and I went live with the Visualist app. The Visualist app is a brand that I had, they had reached out to me a while ago in hopes of collaborating, but it's a platform and an app where it basically I want to say it creates like, it's just like I don't know if it's a CRM system or just like a tool for stylists and like creatives to use to run their business. So I have been connected with them for a while. I'm not exactly sure how we originally connected. I think they just found me on social media, but they were doing like this live segment series and they asked me to be a part of the live segment series. So This day on July 31st, I had went live with them and talked about, I forgot what the conversation was about, but basically about business. She asked me some questions and it was just a really cute interview. I had posted it originally on my page or shared it on my page and PSU's page, but ended up archiving it on my personal page because I just didn't really like how it looked. But they did share some other content about the interview, so that was branded. So I actually shared that content instead. So I'm glad that they did that. But it was a really, really good interview. Jordan also stopped by. So at this point in time, I was at home. Jordan stopped by for his photo shoot with Downtown Locker Room, which was really cute and really cool opportunity that he was presented with. So it was nice seeing him midday. And then that night, we actually went out. We went to this bar that Cliff said he was DJing at. So we were all laughing because we're like, when did bro become a DJ? But he was actually hosting on the mic and was supposed to DJ but ended up not DJing. I don't know, it was a lot of like confusion, but we ended up still going out. We were able to see him. They were playing some good music. We got some good drinks and it was a good time. I'm glad we were both able to go and just support him. So yeah, I was also able to post the first episode of the Stylist Rant podcast. So I was saying in my journal that I was glad that, you know, although Jess is no longer a part of the Stylist Rant podcast, it was her idea that actually started this. And we initially didn't have a title for it, but Stylist Rant was the first name that came in my mind because that's what we were doing, just ranting about the styling industry and things that we had experienced and just things that we've learned throughout our styling journey. So I said in my journal, and just thanking God for allowing Jess to get the Stylist Rant podcast started and then choosing me to finish it. So that is the perfect end to the month of July, y'all. Make sure y'all are subscribed if you aren't already, just to stay updated with all the testimonials that I'll be doing for the remainder of the year. I plan on pushing out this content because I really want to get it all out before 2025. So stay tuned for the August testimonial. I plan on recording that hopefully tomorrow. So I really want to get this content out and get that content ready to go. So yeah. Well, thank you again for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next testimonial video. Bye.